The War with Grandpa stars Robert De Niro as Grandpa Jack, who suddenly moves in with his family. However, his grandson Peter is upset because he has to give over his most prized possession, which is his bedroom, and then is forced to move into their stinky and dirty attic. And because of this, Peter declares war with his grandpa. A war of pranks, basically, because this film is PG rated and is meant to be a film for families. Now, I'm not going to say that this movie was terrible, but this is one of those movies not to take too seriously because the concept is rather debatable and arguably bad. These guys, they live in a pretty big house, and for this movie to drag on for that long just because the grandson didn't get what he wanted, even though he clearly loves his grandpa, is pretty far-fetched. But, it happens. It kind of reminds me of Tag, that movie that came out, I think, in 2017, or I think around 2017, 2018. But I actually really enjoyed that movie. This movie, though, not so much. I think with a lot of movies, there's a limit that you can take with them. Like some movies, there's just no limit. Like you can do whatever you want. The scope is so massive and large. But with movies like these, it just which is like basically about a war of pranks, which is essentially what the movie is about the whole way through. There's just so much that you can do with it before it becomes boring. And to be quite honest, I was slightly, not too much, but a little bit bored, throughout this movie. I was just slightly bored with it, but obviously I'm not the main target audience for this movie, so take of it what you will. Thankfully, though, Robert De Niro wasn't half bad in this. And Rob Riggle and Christopher Walken as well, they were pretty nice additions, I thought. And, they added a lot of jazz and spark and comedy to the film. And also, even the kid actors as well act pretty damn good. But I guess what this movie falls short of is that outside of this main kind of story about a war of pranks, there's just not much that happens in this world. Like, there are a lot of characters, sure, but most of them, if not all of them, apart from the main ones, are just made to be there and not really serve too much of a purpose other than their own kind of little character or relationship arcs, I guess you could call it. Like, they didn't really add too much interesting, to the kind of main kind of story, and their kind of arcs, even the final, whatever the fuck happens to them, fell short. Even the ending kind of fell short in a way. I think the most interesting thing about this movie was learning that the grandpa was a builder, and he said something really interesting. I'm not going to say, all of it, obviously, but basically what he said was that some builders of the house, they leave something special, a message hidden, built into the house. For example, one guy wrote a poem on the bottom of a toilet before it got stuck into the ground, or someone just wrote their signature or whatever right into the floorboards. And I thought that was interesting because I never really thought about it that way before. Maybe it's more interesting to me since I'm in the process of, kind of getting a new house and just got that all in my mind. But yeah, it's probably just me. But I'd say that was the most interesting part about this movie. There are secrets hidden within these walls. Yep, those who have watched the movie will know what I'm talking about. But overall, this movie was fun. It wasn't overly fun, but it's what you expect from a PG rated film like this. And I didn't go into this expecting much. I got what I got, what the trailer provided, I got. I didn't leave the theater fully dissatisfied or fully satisfied. So yeah, War with Grandpa, overall fun, nothing too serious. I'm going to give The War with Grandpa a C. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it and drop a sub to support the channel. Also, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.